Welcome to AmityCast. My name is Ellis.
My name is Matthew.
And today we're talking about just some anticipation for Phase 4 of Marvel. This is just going to be a bit of a speculation and anticipation video. A bit of a shorter one again, just talking about the stuff that was announced, what we're thinking about it, how excited we are. I normally give ratings on the movies, but I'll probably give a rating on how excited I am for each project. And yeah.
Yeah.
Love the input.
So, what are your general thoughts on the MCU?
Overall,
so far?
I love what the MCU has done. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the overall arc and story. I really like
Captain Marvel's arc.
Just let me. I really like what they did, like, through all of the films to create one story that goes together in many, like, small little pieces that all fit together in
There's actually 23 stories.
That fit together in an awesome story.
24, actually.
With an incredible culmination and conclusion. I'm a pretty big fan of it. They really did what they set out to do, and I really respect it, and they took the time to actually build up the universe, and I think they did an incredible job.
Yeah. Yeah, the first phase started out a little rough with like the Incredible Hulk, which is like, I enjoy it, sure, but it's like it's pretty bland compared to what comes later.
Movie. The movie sucked.
And then phase 2 was better. Still a lot of like building up and a lot of stuff that was just kind of there.
They did a great job with a lot of the introduction and getting it really like actually set up, going all the way into phase 3, and obviously the Avengers films, especially the first one, and then the two-part of Infinity War and Endgame were absolutely.
Skip over Ultron like that.
Ultron wasn't as good as the other three, but
I think it gets overhated sometimes.
It does for sure, but it definitely, I don't think it really compares to the first Avengers, and then like Infinity War. I think Infinity War and Endgame, I think, are in a tier of their own when it comes to MCU films. They're absolutely incredible.
Don't forget about Ant-Man and the Wasp. It sucked.
Not to mention just like how I think they're both incredible films, but also just
Infinity War is actually like really good, like genuinely.
Yeah, Infinity War is actually an incredible, just crafted film, and Endgame is an incredible conclusion, just a massive undertaking, and incredible ending to a massive story, with so many characters getting their arcs, like tying up their loose ends and everything, and a lot of emotional moments and a lot of fun, and I think it was incredible.
Give or take.
Give or take what?
I don't know. The thing that sucked the most about Endgame is because Thanos' whole like character was like thrown out the window, just to go back to what he was.
Right, which is pretty rough considering the incredible growth and just performance and character writing of Thanos from Infinity War.
Perfectly balanced.
As all things should be.
I don't know. You see an unbalanced piece of wood.
The line is should be, not are. The line is not perfectly balanced as all things are. It says all things should be.
Yeah.
The claim is that everything should be balanced.
Yeah.
But we
and then they had the epilogue, which was Spiderman Far From Home.
Yeah, which was pretty good. It was alright.
That one sequence where like Mysterio put him in the mind game was easily like one of the best Spider-Man sequences like ever.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That was really strong in my opinion.
Especially when Tommy almost got in a fight with Caleb at the end.
That was a personal experience.
Yeah.
That doesn't really apply
Caleb
to the film
watch
itself.
this. He didn't even graduate.
Dude.
I don't know who this is. We'll be fine.
Well, yeah. I did enjoy it. It was okay. I think one day we might just put together like a tier list of MCU films. I've done that before, but I'd have to revisit it.
What's your least favorite?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, probably.
What's your favorite?
Maybe the Incredible Hulk. It's one of those two is at the bottom. My favorite.
I said what your favorite was. You said Incredible Hulk.
My favorite is a tie between Infinity War and Endgame.
Well, the Winter Soldier is really good too.
The Winter Soldier is like my third.
The Russo brothers did really good with their movies. Like, honestly, Civil War too was really good.
Civil War was also a strong effort. There's a lot of gems in the MCU, like not just as superhero memorabilia,
Even
but like just incredible film
movies, like in the whole MCU, they're actually like really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's like an experience thing. Like if you just watch Thor 2 or Ant-Man on its own, it's just going to be like whatever.
Right.
Like watching it for like the arc.
Right, and the overall story. And that's just like Guardians of the Galaxy was an incredible standalone film, I think.
It fits really well.
And Volume 2, they both fit incredibly into the overall story, which is super awesome in my opinion.
Yeah.
And what was it like?
Where's Hawkeye's movie?
Hawkeye is getting a show.
Spoilers.
Right?
Yeah, I think they already filmed it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, so what was it, like a couple weeks ago now that they put out that trailer for Phase 4 of Marvel?
Might have been a month ago at this point.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
But they're just now, because of COVID, a lot of stuff got delayed. Because as you see on here, on like the actual video, a lot of stuff was supposed to come out in 2020.
Right.
Like Black Widow was supposed to come out in May of 2020, and it's just now finally coming out.
Yeah.
In July of 2021. This movie's been unfinished on the shelf for over a year.
That's ridiculous.
They even started advertising it right before the lockdown.
Yep.
And like, come see a special screening. So we got your money. That's it. Well, do you want to start with the first, like... Well, the first movie that was supposed to come out was Black Widow, but the first actual Phase 4 content was WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision...
Which like came out in the earlier, like the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when,
like
but...
January. It was like the first or second week of January.
Yeah.
If that's the first month.
Watching through WandaVision, I definitely was a pretty big fan of it. I enjoyed pretty much all of it. Not every episode was great. There was 10 episodes, right?
It was 9.
9 episodes? That's right.
I really enjoyed the most about these Disney Plus shows is that they're giving a lot of character to like lesser known or not as developed, because you know, like Wanda and Vision never had their own show, right. And the relationship was barely developed, and also with Falcon and Winter Soldier,
right?
Yeah, and Loki, but Loki's had enough. But you know, it's cool to see like different takes. But for WandaVision, the whole like sitcom thing was really like unique.
Right.
It was definitely very weird because you know the last thing we saw was Far From Home, and that was in July of 2019, and then the next thing we get is a 50s sitcom.
Right.
During a pandemic,
which I think was a really creative take on these characters, and it also fit interestingly into the overall MCU. I think it was some really cool development throughout. A lot of fun ideas that I think worked pretty well in execution.
Yeah, I feel like the whole setup throughout the show of like who's really the villain here, you know, the mystery was really well done. And I like how they brought characters from like other movies that were like they were like side characters that people kind of liked, kind of didn't, because they brought back Darcy from the first 2 Thors, she was one of the most hated characters,
right? And
she was much better in this one, along with that FBI agent from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah,
and then there was somebody else.
Yeah,
there was that Monica girl, which is a character from Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
it's just one big setup for what's coming.
Right. I think it did a pretty good job as kind of like redeeming some roles throughout the MCU in a way.
And at the end, it was like, even though it kind of just turned into a generic MCU at the end with like a big fight, and then, you know, Wanda getting away with most of the stuff that she did.
Yeah.
It was still really good. I especially liked the Vision fight.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff with Vision I think was incredible. But I really would have liked to see Wanda's arc progress in a way that would have seen a bit more of consequence for her. It would have made more sense from a narrative standpoint, but within the MCU, it makes it the ending. Although it's kind of cliche for the series, it does make sense, at least to me.
Yeah, and then the best performances were obviously Wanda and Vision.
For sure, they both did incredible, I think.
And then the whole Quicksilver thing was really cool, but then it just kind of turned into a dumb joke.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I was really, like, interested when they first showed it.
Right.
Because, like, not that I love the X-Men series, which we'll probably talk about at some point. He's definitely the best, besides Hugh Jackman, the best actor. Like, as a character.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it was interesting to see a crossover, kind of.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But then it didn't really get played up in the way that I would have been hoping.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a favorite episode. It was probably the Halloween episode.
The Halloween one was definitely my favorite.
Especially How it seems like right now so far they're doing a lot more comic accurate suits.
Yeah.
Which is cool to see. I'd really liked Wanda's like actual suit at the end of the film. I mean,
Right.
the series.
Yeah.
And then White Vision was really cool looking. Even though you just kind of imagine as White Vision, he's like different.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool.
I'm definitely interested in what comes next. Especially since Wanda's going to be in Doctor Strange too, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, that I'm really interested to see like how much of WandaVision's going to tie in to a Multiverse of Madness. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with all the multiverse stuff that seems to be coming up.
Right.
And apparently the actress that plays Wanda said in a recent interview that her character can actually access different universes.
Damn.
So that would probably make way for the whole, returning Spiderman thing.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a pretty important jet forward overall for the MCU, a good basis for the Phase 4.
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
And overall, I think it was a. I
haven't watched it again or anything, but it was really good.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched it, but I enjoyed it a lot, and that's pretty much all I have to say about WandaVision. But I definitely thought it was a strong effort.
Yeah, but the next one is Falcon and Winter Soldier, which you haven't seen, right?
Nope, I have not seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, that series was just 6 episodes.
Right, it's all been spoiled for me, so.
It has.
Yeah.
How did you just watch videos on it or something?
People have been talking about it, and I didn't really have the time to watch through it. So
it was definitely good. I don't know if I like it as much as WandaVision or not. The ending as well was very Marvel-y, and it kind of doesn't end how maybe you would like it.
You're out of line, but you're right.
Yeah, and that's a good meme. Zemo was great in the show. I always liked Zemo from Civil War.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see a lot more development in this one. He wasn't in as much as I would have liked, but they're definitely hinting that he's going to be in more stuff.
That's fantastic.
So, I really like the actor too. And then seeing more of the Winter Soldier overcome his past and more developed his character was really cool to see. Along with Falcon, at the end of Endgame, sure he gets handed the shield, but you don't really know if he deserves it or not. And this whole show is basically showing him actually decide to be in Captain America.
Right.
And, it'd be much better than, just having Captain America 4 and he's Captain America in it. Yeah. Really good performances, and some of the comedy actually works. A lot of the sitcom comedy didn't really work for me in WandaVision, but that's probably just it's not stuff that I grew up with. And I remember some of it was also just genuinely not that funny.
Yeah.
Those dumb jokes in Black Panther where it's what are those?
Yeah.
And it's you think you're funny?
A lot of Marvel movies are filled with that type of comedy. Sometimes it lands, but most of the time it's just kind of...
Yeah. Disney kind of does that in general. I remember with The Last Jedi, they had that really weird comedy that is genuinely the one part of that film that I genuinely don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think it's pretty ridiculous.
Especially some of the deleted scenes. There's even more weird comedy. It's just...
In execution and totality, the humor is just not as necessary as it should be. And it's just...
And then the really good character that was introduced in this show was John Walker, which was the U.S. agent who replaced Captain America for half the show. Very interesting what they do with him. They kind of just in the end just kind of make him a good guy again, or an anti-hero, which I'm curious to see what happens with him. But it was really cool to see, such, a small thing being accepting a shield turned into such a really entertaining show.
Right.
To the point where I actually really like Falcon, where in the previous films he was cool and everything, but I never really
I never got attached to the character at all. Yeah.
I always thought the actor was really good and whatnot, and he had cool abilities, I guess.
I think he added depth to it, but it wasn't enough for me to get attached.
Yeah, this show definitely adds a lot more depth to that, and I'm definitely excited to see where he goes because Captain America 4 has been announced. No release date, but apparently it's going to be happening.
That's good.
Yeah, but if you want to go to the next thing, it's probably Black Widow.
Well, I guess isn't Loki closer?
Yeah, Loki's closer, which isn't out yet, of course.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk more in depth on Loki in the future, but I'm very
from what I've
excited
seen,
for Loki.
yeah, it looks really weird and unique. So
I'm hoping that it's as good as it seems to be. I am very hyped for it. The Loki character I was never into that much back when the Avengers got released and all that, but as I've gone on, I've grown more fond of the character, so I'm very excited for that. I'd say I'm a 7 out of 10 excitement for Loki.
Yeah, I'm not actively I need this movie right now. I mean, the series right now.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely really excited. I love Tom Hiddleston. He's really good as a character.
He does.
I haven't seen a lot of his other stuff. He was in that Kong movie, but there wasn't much character there, but
yeah,
he's had a really good arcs.
I think that it's Tom. Yeah, what he adds to Loki, like with his performance, is
especially
what makes
in
the character
later
so great.
movies.
Yeah, I think that's what really adds to the character and makes him a lot stronger. So.
Yeah, and sure, this might make his death in Infinity War seem a little less impactful because he's just kind of sure it's a different version of him, but it's still Loki. And apparently, he's going to be in the next Thor as well, like this version of Loki.
Right.
Because it's going to be unique to see this because he's going to be in a much more anti-hero role, and this is like right after the first Avengers, which was a completely different Loki. And
yeah, that's true. There was a lot in between.
so it's going to be interesting to kind of see him play that old Loki again.
Right.
And then Owen Wilson's is in it, which is really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's going to be like the second main guy in the film. The series. He's
right.
not the villain.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Lightning McQueen's in the series. Almost said movie again. It's really weird that they're moving to shows now because it's been so long where it was just the movies.
It's been so used.
There's been shows like the Netflix shows and whatnot,
right.
but nothing actually like that vital. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be very different. Apparently, the creator even said one of the influences is Teletubbies, which I don't know. I'm assuming it just means like visually.
I'm very hyped for it, just like because I really don't know what to expect.
I also kind of wonder who the villain's going to be. Because the whole show's about like fixing alternate timelines.
Yeah.
Which is like a big thing that came out of Endgame. A lot of people were complaining about.
Which was a huge concept within Endgame.
They seem to be handling the time travel and like the repercussions pretty well.
Yeah.
So
overall, I think it's gonna be. I personally think it's gonna be pretty good based off everything that I've heard. That doesn't always mean execution works out, but I think it'll be good.
That's the thing with Marvel. They haven't really made anything that's downright terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to mess this up. I think it's going to be pretty good. Apparently, it's even been greenlit for a second season.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8 as well.
Well, all we can do is anticipate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Neil!
Next up, we finally get another Marvel film with Black Widow.
Which has been delayed a lot. Also, it feels really weird to get this movie now.
Yeah, it does.
This should have came, like, at least in between like Infinity War and Endgame instead of stuff like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is a little late. I think it looks good. I'm not like against or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's pretty good because the Black Widow character I think has a lot of potential.
And the villain looks interesting because it's that Taskmaster guy that can like imitate powers. Which is kind of weird that it's a Black Widow villain, but
yeah, it was always a cool villain from the comics. I like that the Taskmaster is being implemented into the MCU, even if like it's kind of a weird way to do it. But
yeah, I guess this movie takes place in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah,
most of it at least. This is basically just her origin story. I don't know if this is gonna be the last time her playing the character or not. But
yeah, I don't know exactly what's up with that.
I know they're setting up some character to be like the next Black Widow, which is kind of what all these are doing. Because like they're doing an Ironheart show, which is gonna be like the next Iron Man, and then Hawkeye's gonna have a new Hawkeye, and then new Captain America, new Thor. So
all of this stuff.
I'm like, it's cool, but I'm also not super into it or anything.
I mean, it's like growing attached to the MCU over so long. It's gonna be weird to see like them trying to transition into something new. But
yeah, they just have to do it right.
So. Yeah, if they can do it well, then I'll accept any change that comes along because it'd be great to see it continue to grow.
Yeah, because so far what they've done with Peter kind of following Tony's legacy but still being his own thing.
Yeah.
And then with Sam Wilson becoming Captain America, it's been very well handled so far.
I would have to agree with that for sure.
But yeah, it's probably like a 6 excitement.
Yeah, I like it for like
I'm gonna see it
like
probably opening weekend just because it's a new Marvel movie. But
yeah, I'm the same way.
Nothing I'm downright anticipating.
Yeah.
Not even when it wasn't delayed.
I'm just excited for a new Marvel movie. I think this is one of the largest gaps in like MCU films.
It is, yeah.
Like since like
even between Far From Home and WandaVision, it was the biggest gap. So
yeah, like that's insane.
Yeah.
So
I think the next what is it? Open your phone. Yeah. I haven't memorized this. I think it's Shang-Chi.
Yeah, next is Shang-Chi. However you're supposed to pronounce it, and The Legend of the
July, which are finally gonna have the actual Mandarin.
Right.
Which I wasn't as upset as everybody else with the Mandarin twist in Iron Man 3. I mean, it sucks, but like it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I know like a lot of people were like excited about the Mandarin character, but then it was kind of like what? Like what are they actually doing? Because the Mandarin was very cool in the comics, an iconic villain. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this film because it's a bit more unconventional because a lot of Marvel films are always based on these like crazy fight scenes, but this is actually going to be like a martial arts like Marvel film.
And the trailer looked promising.
It did look pretty cool. I think it's a good way for them to not just lean on an iconic character and to just try to make something a little more like...
Well, I think apparently... I don't think it was a scriptwriter, but I know some of the people working on this film even worked on, like, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So... and the actor himself seems pretty good. I'm not super hyped or anything. It's like any other new hero. It's not like one I know. So I wasn't super hyped for Guardians or Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't extremely hyped for Guardians, but then I ended up loving it. And I wasn't extremely hyped for Black Panther, and I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. At least the character.
So it's really just give or take for me. I mean, I would... because of that, I would give it like a 3 on the hype scale, but that's just because...
Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 5.
Yeah, it'll be like I don't know exactly where it's going to be. I know I'm definitely going to see it, and I'll either be impressed or it'll just be what it is to me.
Yeah, I think the release date changed as well. I think it's actually coming out in September now.
Yeah, it's in late 2021. So.
Yeah, and it looks like the other show that's coming out is the What If show.
Right, What If?
I don't know exactly the release date. I know one of the stories in it's going to be Marvel Zombies.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why all those pop figures have been...
Yeah, it's just random what if stories, like what if Black Panther became Star-Lord.
So not canon
what
stuff,
if,
then.
Not canon, it's just like what if. It's nothing it's like that's going to be canon or anything, just cool concepts.
I mean, it'll be interesting. I'll probably tune in for that.
Yeah, I'm not super hyped or anything.
I don't really care too much, but another like 3 probably, because I don't really care too much about it, but like it'll definitely be interesting to me, and I'll tune in.
Yeah, and I know there's one like what if Peggy became Captain America instead of Steve.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But it's
like where they just change one thing and see how the timeline would play out. But could be cool.
It could be cool.
Not super hyped or anything.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But I think that next one is the Eternals.
Isn't Eternals the next movie?
Yeah, which the biggest thing for this movie that's gonna be hard to get people on their side with is like where have they been?
Yeah.
This whole time.
Right.
Yeah. But the trailer itself looks good. I know the director apparently is really good. She won Oscar for Best Picture last year. So
really,
yeah, it might be really good. It might just be okay.
I mean, it's exciting just because I like a lot of the potential for the characters, and what they could do from a narrative standpoint. It's exciting. It's also I think I'm more excited for that than Shang-Chi or Black Widow. Probably.
It's definitely gonna be different.
Just because it'll be cool to see something different and something really fresh. I mean, it's just kind of whatever. It's like a 4 or 5 on the hype scale for me.
Yeah, I kind of need to see more of what it's going to even be
about.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope that there's more like strong promotion that doesn't give too much away going forward to get me more excited for it. And it's just it really it's another one of those that's like it's gonna be what it is to me. It's fine. Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Yeah. I think the next thing. What's the picture thing?
The next one is Spiderman, right?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's a show because there's like 2 more coming out.
Oh, well, there's Mrs. Marvel, but Miss Marvel,
which I'm not really hyped or not hyped about.
I don't know the exact release dates that Miss Marvel and Hawkeye are supposed to be, but I know they're around the same time.
I'm pretty sure it's before Far From Home because that's December.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, No Way Home.
But I know that there's not an official release date on those.
Both that and Hawkeye, like I'm hyped for, but we haven't seen anything yet. So
yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, there's not really much.
I'm more hyped for Hawkeye because you're gonna see like Kate Bishop, and then you're gonna see like Hawkeye, and apparently he's gonna have more of the comic storyline, where like he has a more comic accurate suit, and apparently even the Death storyline is gonna be in it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm pretty excited for the Hawkeye story. I think like the character from within a narrative has a lot of potential.
I think he fits way more for a TV show than like a full-on movie.
Yeah,
Black Widow barely fits as a movie, I would think.
Right.
Either.
I think that'll work a lot better. And Miss Marvel, I don't know what. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait until more promotion comes out for that because I really am not sure. What I am excited for is No Way Home Spider-Man because everything that they've talked about going into
I haven't even seen a trailer yet or anything.
Yeah, but everything that has been talked about and rumored, it's gotten me really excited to see where they go with the story.
Like, it's been confirmed that, like, Doc Ock for Spider-Man 2 is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Electro.
Like, how much is this going to tie into the previous Spider-Man reboots?
Definitely if Tobey Maguire's in it.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
I feel like if they are in it, that won't be much. because they still have to make it a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Right.
And honestly, I didn't expect him to do it this soon. I thought they would have given him like his own like trilogy and then done it.
Right.
But it seems like they're just going right into it, which shows me that they're confident in what they have to show.
Yeah. Which
hopefully it's not all just nostalgia
does lead to some
and
promise.
whatnot.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't lean too heavily on nostalgia. I hope it's like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Which was a great example of introducing concepts while also playing with nostalgia in a way that progresses the story but doesn't fully rely on it. I think Into the Spider-Verse was an incredible film, and I want to see like if they're going with this whole multiverse angle, which I would expect at this point. I hope they can do it well, like they did, like Sony did with that one. I'm still excited because Spider-Man's always been one of my favorites. So overall, I'm pretty excited to see what they do with it. It's also cool to just be hyped for a movie, especially Marvel. It's always got a lot of hype surrounding it. It's probably like an 8 out of 10 hype for me. There's just so much potential with the history of the Spider-Man comics. I'm interested to see like what like villains are going to be brought in and everything like that.
Yeah, and the director's been pretty good with the last two ones. Especially with like more obscure villains, like Mysterio and Vulture are definitely really good, especially for Marvel, which has a villain problem.
Right, that is true. And I think that'll be. I just think there's so much potential, and I'm really excited for it personally. Overall, I'm just excited, and I think it'll be. I think it'll be good. I'm confident it'll be good. I
am kind of curious though what.
I do hope, because if it's another one like Homecoming and Far From Home, it'll just be kind of meh for me. I hope that they do like kind of step up from the previous two, because like not that they were bad, but it's just like I want to see like more narratively. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious though on like how it would end, because we don't really know how much more their contract is to keep Spider-Man in the MCU or not. So be interesting to see like where the character ends up by the end of this one.
Yeah, it's a lot that gets me excited for it. So
yeah, and Tom Holland's been pretty good in the role.
Yeah, I think Tom Holland has done a good job like with the character. I don't know how much like within the films itself, but definitely with the character of Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's probably 9 for me.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And then is Multiverse of Madness next after that?
I think so. I know for sure. Like, baby girl.
Stop.
Well, there's shows coming out in 2022, but like none of them have like release dates.
Yeah, none of them have official release dates.
We'll just go through the movies first and then those. But for 2022, it's Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther, and then Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
At least I will say it might be different years now. But.
Right. I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of those are supposed to be 2022 as of now still.
Which is pretty loaded. They're all sequels.
Right. Which, Multiverse of Madness is like a 9, maybe 10 out of 10 for hype for me, because I loved the original Doctor Strange.
It's solid. It's kind of plagued with the same problems as most of the origin stories.
Yeah. Which is why I hope they can expand upon it well in this one.
Sam Raimi as a director.
Right. Sam Raimi was a perfect pick for director, I would say. I'm just excited to see how it's going to tie into the rest of the MCU and everything that's been set up since Doctor Strange. I love the Doctor Strange character, and I think Benedict Cumberbatch has done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just excited to see what they can do with the source material. I love the potential.
Having, Scarlet Witch in it as well.
Yes. Like, there's just so much in it that could be fantastic.
Rumors of a bunch of weird cameos in it. And, the whole full film has been filmed already, and no set photos got leaked, so the security on this one is pretty tight. So there has to be something really big.
Which there's going to be some big stuff in it, which is like, if it's a letdown, then it'll be one of the most disappointing ones for me, for sure, because...
Yeah, even the title itself just got me hyped when I first heard it.
Yeah, the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Like, that... I got so excited for it. I really wish that like nothing got delayed, so it could have been
Yeah, because it would have come out this year.
Yeah, it would have been out already, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're done filming, though, so...
Yeah.
It's at least coming.
So I'm definitely just going to continue to get more hyped for that one. I'm really excited for it.
I think the next one's Thor.
Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Yeah, the only one that got a 4th movie.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Captain America, but it's not the same Captain America or anything.
Right.
That's another weird thing with and Falcon Winter Soldier. It's never really revealed what happened to Steve, so that's still up in the air.
It's still
apparently in the showrunners they wanted to, but Marvel wouldn't tell them what happened to him, so they literally couldn't. So there's definitely going to be something with that. But with Thor, I think this will probably be Chris Hemsworth's last one.
I'd say so.
I don't know much more that can be done with the character. I definitely think they can do something interesting, especially after his Endgame arc, which I'm wishy-washy with, but him overcoming his depression and trauma and whatnot, and just kind of seeing him in this new mind state will be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the post-Endgame Thor in a standalone film.
Especially since we do know he's not going to be Fat Thor anymore.
Right.
He's going to be with the Guardians, at least for a little bit.
I'm going to miss Fat Thor, but also I'm very okay with having Fat Thor gone.
The Guardians are at least going to be in it a little bit. Yeah. Not a lot, but... And then there's going to be a new Thor. Jane Foster's coming back.
Right.
Which, I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully they execute it well. I trust the director because he did Ragnarok.
Yeah, I think Ragnarok was by far the best Thor film.
Yeah.
And I think it was a strong third installment, a good expansion and use of the characters itself, and I really hope Love and Thunder is an expansion upon that. I think there's a lot of potential for that, and I'm excited to see what they can do. The concept seems pretty crazy, but I think they can do it pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. You good? He tired.
Also, the Ragnarok is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Remember rocking the bed? You missed Gamera. You don't believe what happened. Giron died.
Don't spoil it for the audience. About a film from 1969.
Got some undies on.
I don't know.
But yeah, what were we on?
We're talking about Love and Thunder.
Yeah, it's a really cool title too. It's
yeah, the title's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I feel like it's one that is kind of like a high risk, but could be incredible. I'm excited for it, especially if Chris Hemsworth gives it all like he has been doing.
Apparently, he's the most buff he's ever been for this movie.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that we get Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, the movie I don't know how I feel about it yet because we don't really know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I have no idea what to think about that.
And I was fine with the first one.
Yeah, the first one I was fine with. I don't think it
deserved Oscar nominations for Best Picture.
It got a lot of praise.
I get why people love it. It's very similar to the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I think it is strong and being
it's a good director, good cast,
being progressive and doing what they can, but some of it was pretty stupid.
I do like the new title. I think it's gonna have a lot more focus on Wakanda more than just Black Panther because he's not really. The actor's unfortunately passed.
Right. Very unfortunate to see Chadwick Boseman pass away. But I'm somewhat excited for Wakanda Forever. I think that they can do. There's definitely fun things they can do with it. So I'm not sure exactly what to expect, but I'm definitely
a lot of these later ones we don't really have any hype for.
Right, I'm not turned away from it, especially the next one, Captain Marvel 2,
which is now called The Marvels.
The Marvels,
because it's gonna have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel from the TV show, and then Monica from WandaVision as those three. So it's gonna be like a team up movie kind of. Which could be cool. I think it's definitely shown that they're not as confident in Brie Larson as they once were.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I think
it could be good because I think the director of it sounds promising, but I'm not necessarily hyped for it or not. I just hope it's better.
I definitely hope it's an improvement on Captain Marvel. I was not a fan, personally.
I wasn't either. It was fine, I guess.
I mean, it was fine. It just seemed really forced. It really was not one of
progressive points were really dumb.
Yeah, it's definitely on the lower end of the spectrum for Marvel films for me. Overall, I think whatever they do with the sequel, like we said, if there's more hype for it going forward, I think they could do something cool. I'll always give the MCU a chance. So it's
But
I mean, after that in 2023, we get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Well, I'm trying to go on the shows that come out that year. Yeah. Whereas Guardians 3 is 2023.
Yeah.
So there's She-Hulk, which could be good. Mark Ruffalo's confirmed to be in it as the Hulk. So It'll be another handing off the torch type of thing, I think.
Yeah, probably.
And then Moon Knight, I'm actually genuinely excited for because
I'm-
Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight, and the main villain's going to be played by Ethan Hawke.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that, and that gets me even more excited. Also, the Moon Knight character is one of my favorites, so I love the source material. And
Yeah, they've been asking for it for years.
And I think the potential for it is just through the roof. I think they could do something really great with that. I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that one.
And Secret Invasion, which is it's gonna have Nick Fury, Monica, I think.
I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be.
It's based off the comics. It's a lot of scroll stuff.
Yeah.
Which it could be cool, but there's not really anything known, so there's not much to go off of besides that it could be cool. There's Ironheart, which is like, I don't know why they're doing Ironheart, because it's a black female taking up the Iron Man mantle.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about that, from what I hear, is that there's like an AI Tony Stark that trains her, but I don't think they're going to do that because that's a lot of money to get him back. And then they already have Iron Man kind of filling that. I mean, Spider-Man kind of filling that role. And then there's also War Machine, who's also getting his own show, Armor Wars, so it kind of feels unnecessary.
Right. All of that seems kind of weird to me.
Like Armor Wars, I'm genuinely excited about because there's a setup for it in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And I do like War Machine as a character.
Right.
And hopefully this is like him being able to get more to chew on.
Yeah.
But Ironheart's, I'm not really excited for anything. There's nothing known.
I mean, Ironheart and Armor Wars, like they kind of like go. I mean, it's like, I think they wouldn't be doing it if they didn't have a strong concept in their opinion.
And
but
what I hope
overall,
they do in
like,
Armor Wars is they bring back the villain from Iron Man 2, Justin Hammer.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's two like Guardian spin-off things like I Am Groot and Holiday Special. There's not much to go off of. Hopefully they're funny. Hopefully they're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they're just like fun little
setups for the next
setups.
movie.
Yeah.
But then there's Volume 3, which I'm genuinely excited about.
I'm very excited.
It's been long delayed, but yeah.
Yeah, Guardians 1 and 2 were
really good.
Really strong films. A good example of a great film with a great sequel.
And then this will be like the ending to it.
Yeah. I think if it follows in the footsteps of those two, it'll be one of
Mary Poppins, y'all.
It'll be one of the strongest trilogies that Marvel has to offer.
Yeah.
The characters have worked really well from film to film, and it seems like they could only grow from there. So I'm really excited to see it. I'm excited to see what roles like outside characters would have, and yeah, I'm really excited for Volume 3. I know it's about 2 years out still, which is rough, but I'm very excited for it personally.
Yeah, and then we have Blade.
There's still Blade and Quantumania, which I haven't heard anything about either of them. So
well, I know Quantumania, the Ant-Man 3 is gonna have Kang in it, like confirmed.
Okay.
And I think it's even confirmed the villain from the first Ant-Man's gonna be in it.
Really?
The Wasp. I mean, Hornet.
Yeah, the Hornet.
Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket. That's what it is.
That's so forgettable. And then Blade, I'm excited for.
Blade, I think it'll be cool to see who is it again?
It was like Mahershala Ali something.
Mahershala Ali. He's actually an incredible actor.
Yeah, so hopefully
I'm excited to see a modern rendition of that character. And Quantumania, I love Ant-Man. He's always been one of my favorite heroes, but the first Ant-Man was okay. And Ant-Man
really?
and the
He's
Wasp.
your favorite? One of them?
One of my favorite. Yeah, well,
Paul
from
Rudd's
the comics.
really good.
From the comics, he was always one of my favorites.
Paul Rudd's really good.
So when I heard about the movie, I was excited, and it was pretty good. I think Paul Rudd did a good job in both of them, and the Wasp has always been one of my favorite female superheroes because she had a lot of great source material in the original Ant-Man comics. But Ant-Man and the Wasp I didn't like very much. I'm excited for Quantumania, just because I really hope it can be an improvement. If it's another letdown, it's kind of just like Ant-Man and the Wasp to me. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they get Wesley Snipes to be like the villain in Blade.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
If they could get Wesley Snipes in any way, I'd be so happy. And then the last thing, basically, to talk about.
Yeah, we don't really even know if it's going to be in Phase 4 now, just that it's happening.
Yeah, it's just an actual MCU Fantastic Four, which is.
Yeah, which we do know it's going to be directed by the guy that did the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, and we know that Chris Evans should come back as Human Torch.
No.
I'm kidding, no.
You didn't like that? You didn't like how Thor was?
Chris Evans could just be.
I think you should just
Chris Evans as a dual character. No. But I'm excited to see what they do with it. There's nothing to say about it really yet, but I really hope it's good because every film rendition of the Fantastic Four has been pretty dog water so far. So.
You didn't like the newest one?
No. Did you?
It wasn't I mean, I think it was the best one.
It has like a 9%.
They're all bad,
They're all awful.
but it's the best one out of the bad.
There's even one out of the.
I mean, maybe it's the best one visually, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah. Silver Surfer. That's the best one.
The second one,
Do you mean the sequel to the...
original.
Silver Surfer.
Isn't
I mean, I love
don't
this-
they make Galactus like a cloud.
Yeah, Galactus didn't make sense. And Silver Surfer is always been one of my favorite characters as well, but, like, not
Been one of my favorite.
well...
characters.
Shut up. Not well portrayed, though. But I'm excited to see the MCU Fantastic Four, whatever that ends up being and whatever they do with that, so...
And the only
Yeah.
other things that are announced are like another Captain America and
Yeah.
X-Men whenever they do that.
And X-Men, and then I guess Deadpool 3 is that still supposed to be part of the MCU?
I think so.
Yeah.
Which whenever they do that.
Which, I mean, who knows what any of that's going to be or what's going on with all that, but there's definitely a lot of MCU going forward, and I'm excited for it personally. I'm excited to see how they keep this story going and keep the maybe start a new arc. And
Yeah. Hopefully they just keep up steam.
Yeah.
There's no Avenger movie in this one, which shows that they're going to save that for later.
Right, they're definitely trying to move away from that for a little bit to do more setup, which that's what made the Avengers films so great, was all the time they took to set up.
Something that DC's been missing out. Cause, like,
Right, that's what DC's failed on, and yeah.
What?
You own every Matrix movie, but you won't watch them.
I just haven't gone to them. I'm busy.
Anyway, yeah.
That was a gift.
I'm a huge MCU fan, and that's what I had to say going forward to Phase 4. So, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just hope they keep it up, and like do a lot more experimental stuff. Do a lot more experimental stuff and keep being fresh and new. And I don't think they'll have anything to worry about in the next for another 10 years. But
I think as long as they're confident in what they put out, I think it'll be good.
yeah. Tom, any thoughts?
MCU ain't bad.
That was Timmy
Tommy
Turtle.
spinoff?
All right.
But,
Well, in that case, we'll be back next week with
What
another
are we doing next week?
Isn't it worse installments?
Oh, on Tommy's movie franchises.
Tommy, what is it with you and Tommy? Get the freak off Tommy's dick.
We were on air.
You were still.
I know. You've said much worse.
Then stop it.
He hasn't done the outro.
We haven't done the outro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that next week is we're going to be talking about the worst installments in popular franchises. So,
Number 2, Friday
Give me a
13th.
sneak peek of what you're gonna talk about.
Did we just say the title?
bad horror movies. That's definitely going to be a large part of it for me, at least. I formed my own list, so we'll see what goes on with that.
Give them a movie.
I got one.
It's my show. Shut up.
Okay.
A really bad sequel is Deadpool 2. I'm just kidding. No, Jaws 4.
Jaws 4 is terrible, but yeah,
What?
that'll conclude this week's episode of AmityCast. Have a good one.
See ya.